Hey fam, welcome back to New Jack Swing. Thank you all for watching and sharing the Christmas decor video. It was a labor of love. I enjoyed doing it and I loved all of your comments. Thank you for your support. So welcome back to my real life vlog. I just got off of a flight and so I came home. I just Ubered back. And I just immediately put on pajamas because I'm exhausted, but I still have a full day of work. We are days away from my annual holiday soiree. And this is the first time I'm doing it here in the new house. So I am having a few friends over, 35. And I just want to make it a fun and festive way to fellowship with the people that I hold very close to my heart. And so I'm going to have to get ready. Now, it's midweek. I have not shopped yet. I'm doing something very basic. I'm going to do a gumbo and a white chicken chili. Something that's kind of warm and harvesty. That's a word, right? It's a word. So for this party, I'm not doing anything over the top for food, right? I'm not doing a full dinner. This year, I wanted to do sort of a grazing table when I put the food out, so that people can kind of pick up things as they go. And I want to do a hot cocoa bar. And so I feel like there's a lot of components to what I want to do. It always starts like that in my brain, and then the execution is vastly different. So yeah, we're just gonna make it happen. It's Christmas. Because there are a few moving parts, I have to go shopping today. It's Wednesday. I'm going to have to go a little bit later in the day. I have a full day of work as well. And so I am going to have to be strategic and conservative about my time so that I make sure I get everything. So it's going to be a great time, and I hope you get inspired and invite your friends over for a holiday soiree. And if you don't, well, join mine. So I hit up the local Target to see what they had for their decor items. I never really shop at Target. I pop in here and there, but nothing major. But they had some cute things. Then I hit up BJ's to get some bulk items that I knew I was going to need, like some cheeses for the charcuterie table that I was putting together. Again, I don't really do BJ's because I don't buy a lot of items in bulk, but this was actually pretty good run for the holiday party. I was able to grab some items that were necessary. And since I was making chili, I grabbed a few of these. Okay, so I went grocery shopping. I still need to get some dry red beans to soak overnight for the chili. But I don't know. I just I have a ton of other things I have to get done. Not much, and my friend Jean is coming to help me set up tomorrow, so it should be a breeze. The morning of the party, and we were predicted to have snow here in New England, and per usual, there's no snow. So I'm glad I held out and did not cancel the party. But I do have a few things I have to do, so I'm gonna drive over to dear old dad's. I am looking rough this morning. I didn't go to bed until 2 or 3 last night. So I'm gonna go grab the crock pots from my dad. I have to stop at Walmart and get a few more things, and then we're off. Let's see. Ooh, but it is cold. I should put a jacket on. So I've got my jacket. Oh, I'm giving like a 1987 Ice Cube hair under the hat thing. All right, let us be out. Okay, so I'm back. I picked up the crock pots from my dad. I also stopped at the grocery store to get a few more things, and so I am ready to start pulling this all together. So yeah, let's get started. So I started making the chili. I needed to brown the meat inside of the pot. I didn't want to do it in the crock pot. This is a new process for me, but I wanted to start with the chili, and I needed to start cleaning up as well. So it was a whole thing. Okay, quick tip. If you have a chance to prep the night before, I highly recommend that. The problem that I had was, even though I was doing this in crock pots and I was making it as easy on myself as I could, I still had to work. And so stopping and starting was a little bit annoying for me and trying to get this all done. So I would just warn everybody, just prep the night before if you can. So then I started working on getting the table set up for where the bar was going to be, where the charcuterie table and the dessert bar were going to be. Y'all know I love a good layered table, and so I needed an overlay, and I actually didn't have any Christmas fabric. So I went to one of our local stores here because I didn't have time to go out to the Joann Fabrics that I like to go out to. So I went to this place called Sophisticated Fabrics, and they actually had some really pretty fabrics. This one was a little bit more subtle than I had originally wanted, but it did its job. So I got about a few yards of this, and I had to cut it in half because I needed it for 2 tables. Here I'm working on what is going to be the dessert bar and the hot cocoa bar. I wanted it to be festive, and I wanted it to have lots of different heights and layers so people can see things. I really hate to go to parties and everything is on one flat surface. You can't see, you gotta like sort of navigate the table. I don't like that. So I started using things that I had in my cabinet that would give it height. So you see, I have cake plates that I've put under the overlay so that it can give some height and some distinction to the dessert bar. Here's a tip. When you are setting up like your dessert bar, you can actually place your items, but you don't have to unwrap them until like maybe 10 minutes before the party. Next, I moved on to the charcuterie table. I love a good charcuterie table. I found this red lantern at Target, and I just thought it was so fun and festive, so I wanted to pick it up. And I found that bucket that's on the table from Home Goods. It says Santa Baby. It's so, so cute. And then I found those other like sort of Santa Claus ones at the Dollar Tree. So again, for your charcuterie table or your dessert bar, layering is everything. I found that, charcuterie trends aren't new, right? It's just a trend. It's something that I actually learned from my mom a long time ago. This is something that's done in the South often. We just gave it a fancy name and made it a whole thing. So I found these cheese boards, and of course I had, my own cheese or charcuterie boards, and I wanted to place them all around the table and add some different fruits and some cheeses so people can just pick up and go. That's the whole point of a charcuterie table. It's just people are able to pick it up, put it on their plate, and move forward. And I wanted it to be really, really festive. Normally, you don't have to decorate a grazing charcuterie table. You can just simply, let the table itself be the focal point, but I wanted to make it festive. So I also did a signature drink, and I'm supposed to just pour a few ounces of this tequila, but I poured the whole bottle. And it was a hit, of course. It's called Drunken Cranberries, in case you are wondering. And it was so good. So, so good. Every good chef tastes their stuff. So I tasted mine maybe 2 or 3 times. By this time, my friend Gene had arrived, and I put him to work, of course. He was in charge of the charcuterie table, so he was cutting up vegetables, and we were talking and drinking, and it became like a party in itself. Outside of the food in the crock pot and the charcuterie table, I did want to do a few different appetizers that would be something that people can just kind of pick up, and I could have them in the living room as well. So I did a tomato, basil, and mozzarella on a stick, so caprese on a stick. And I wanted to have salsa and chips out and stuff people can dip things into. And so I just wanted to make sure that people felt comfortable and that there was always food or alcohol around. I really think those are the overarching themes of every party that I have, right? Is there enough food? Is there enough alcohol? Can you spot the mistake we're making? So we were so busy talking and eating that we forgot that you need basil on these sticks. So after a while, we noticed it, and but it worked out just fine. But even with the red tomatoes and the mozzarella, it was cute and festive. But we did add the basil. I know there are a ton of articles on what you should do for your charcuterie table. I just think you should be as creative as possible. I did a meat and cheese and fruit one with some veggies and stuff that people can dip in. So I added some hummus. But do what you want to do. Do what your friends like, and it'll work out just fine. Okay, Jean took a phone call and I went to take a shower. So let's see how we pulled this year's holiday party together.